Good morning, everyone. Many thanks for joining in on our info session on the C2Lab, the Cluster Collaboration Lab, which we are happy to host in collaboration with the Energy Cluster Denmark on the 6th and 7th of May in the city of Esbjerg in Denmark. Happy to see you here in the info session, and where we're going to give you the updates on the event so that you can understand what kind of event format we're talking about, why it's so great to come to Esbjerg for this event, and also to give you an update on the agenda as well on the challenges that we are going to try to solve at the C2Lab. But we will also give you some practical information on how to register and how you can already prepare your stay at the C2Lab, which is why we have the following agenda for today. We will have a welcome from the European Commission. Thanks, Romain, for being with us this morning. And we will also get the welcome from the Energy Cluster Denmark. Also, many thanks to Lars and Thomas for being with us here today. Antonio from the ECCP team will give you the overview of the C2Lab event format. We'll hear about the agenda and topics, as I just said, from Lars, and then I will close with what are the next steps for you to register and also to make use of the digital opportunities that we have with the B2Match platform that we use for the registration. And we are, of course, happy to answer all of your questions. So during the event, feel free to already put all your questions in the chat. We will get to them after the presentations. And you can also use the Q&A function that you see here in the webinar to send already in your questions. And we are also very happy to hear you in person. So if you have any question that we would like to ask in person, please use the raise your hand function here in the webinar, and we will allow you to speak and you can ask your question directly. And as a last note, please be aware that we are going to record this session and that this info session is going to be published on the ECCP website for playback afterwards. That in terms of the housekeeping rules, and I'm happy to hand over to Romain to give you the welcome from the Commission.
Thank you, Nina, and good morning, everybody. So I'm Romain Boutier. I am a project advisor at Esbjerg, which is the European agency in charge of the European Innovation Council and the SME pillar of the Single Market Programme, which includes the actions supporting the European clusters. On behalf of the European Commission, I welcome you in this info session, and I will invite you to join the next Cluster Collaboration Lab, or C2Lab, which will be held in Esbjerg in Denmark. And the focus of this C2Lab will be on the energy transition. What is a Cluster Collaboration Lab and why we are organizing it? So it's a service that is offered by the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, ECCP, on behalf of the European Commission. And we are happy that for this C2Lab, it's organized in collaboration with the Energy Cluster Denmark. This C2Lab is a co-creation laboratory boosting thematic collaborations between clusters and also between clusters and other key stakeholders such as SMEs, research centers, academia, etc. The goal is to stimulate and scale up international collaboration in new cross-border value chains. So if you want to network, you want to scale up your project idea, you want to share your project idea with your peers, you are looking for partners with specific competencies to develop your project idea, then the C2Lab is for you. The process of the C2Lab is very interactive. We will help you, and the ECCP team will help you by guiding the discussion, facilitating collaboration, helping to find the right partners for your project, helping in making your idea more mature, and Antonio and the ECCP team will for sure provide more details about it during the session. I also mentioned that this C2Lab will focus on the energy transition. This is a major challenge for Europe, which is undergoing a profound transformation in its energy and industrial sector. And it requires cross-sectoral collaboration, innovation, international cooperation. And the city of Esbjerg, where will take place this C2Lab, is definitely a very relevant location to foster new partnerships and collaborative projects in this domain. And because the city is really a key European innovation energy hub, and Denmark is really a forefront of the energy transition. But Lars and Thomas, for sure, from the cluster Energy Denmark, will tell more about it. To conclude, I would like to invite you to join us on the 6th and 7th May in Esbjerg. Come with your project idea, whatever the level of maturity is. Also, don't hesitate to invite your key partners with whom you are already working or plan to work. Plan your trip, and so the rest it will be on our side. So I'm sure that after this session, you will have a clear view on what to expect from this C2Lab, and I hope to see you there in a few weeks for this C2Lab. Thanks a lot, and Nina, the floor is back to you. Thanks.
Many thanks, Rema, for the warm welcome, and I will hand over to Lars and Thomas to tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, good morning, and thanks, Nina, for the introduction. So I am Lars Brückner. I'm responsible for the international project at Energy Cluster Denmark. I'm here with my colleague Thomas, responsible for the event. So we, as Energy Cluster Denmark, are the national energy cluster appointed by two of our ministries. We represent more than 500 members, a lot of companies all around Denmark. So even though the event is in Esbjerg, we have access to most companies in energy companies in Denmark. And just for your information and for your planning, perhaps, the event is organized around our annual meeting that takes place from the 7th to the 8th. So there's a kind of an overlap to this event that where we will probably by now, I don't know how many has registered, but usually we have 200 to 300 members represented these days. So there will be good opportunity to interact. But yeah, before going into detail, Thomas will update you on the area where we are situated. So Thomas, please take over from here.
Yes, thank you, Lars. And first of all, thank you for having us for this webinar. We really look forward to see all of you in Esbjerg. I am my role at Energy Cluster. I am the responsible for our network and events. So all about all the practical things and details about the event, please reach out to me. You are always welcome. I promise to give a few words about Esbjerg. And even though Esbjerg is a small city with around 80,000 people, it has a huge potential. And Esbjerg has been for the last 50 years the energy metropolis for Denmark. And why is Esbjerg so interesting? And it is because Esbjerg itself is very interesting also because the evolution of Esbjerg. Esbjerg is a case study in how to make a transition to other businesses. Esbjerg started out as one of the largest fishing ports in Europe and switched around 50 years ago more to oil and gas. And now today, Esbjerg is one of the world's leading offshore wind ports and with future power-to-X hotspots. So there's a lot of activity going on, which also these pictures are showing. We have a big pre-assembly for you can see the wind turbine here on the harbor. A lot of wind-related, energy-related companies are based in Esbjerg, have their headquarters in Esbjerg. More than 1/3 of the people are working with energy in Esbjerg. As you said before, Roman, this is the right place to be when we are talking about energy. Yes, about a little bit about as Lars mentioned, we have our annual meeting also in the same week, and there will be around 300 organizations participating from the energy industry, and that is all from the very big enterprise energy companies like Siemens Gamesa, Vestas, and so on, to smaller innovative organizations. So will be a lot of opportunities also to make corporations there, to find links between our annual meeting and this. Yes, I think that was my 5 minutes. We really look forward to meet you in Esbjerg, and the energy metropolis, as it's called. Thank you very much. And please reach out if you have any questions about the city or something practical around the event. My mail is also in the slide deck, which will be shared. Thank you.
Many thanks, Thomas. And to learn a little bit about more what we are actually planning and what kind of event format you can expect, I will hand over to Antonio.
Thank you, Nina. Good morning, everyone. Okay, what is the idea? We intend to support you in maturing or defining project ideas, project proposals, the best potential project ideas with the capacity to success on gathering funds, or it could be private or public funds, or reaching out to the right partners, So this is a format where we are not only supporting you on that elaboration of the project ideas during the on-site event, I mean in Esbjerg, but also before, because we are supporting you through the B2Match platform in order to present your project ideas, to introduce them before the event, and to even start having the right contacts as preparatory work. You will also be supported after the event. We will follow up on those project ideas defined during the event, and support them on whatever need will be supported from our side. But the core of the C2Lab is, of course, the 1 day and a half workshop that we will celebrate in Denmark. And it's extremely flexible because the real goal is to support you. It means that we will adapt our mentors, our activities to the need of the projects, following, I would say, a structure, but looking for the real needs of every project idea, every group. That's very important to understand. What we intend is to start with some information for you and a classification by interest, I would say. And you will see later that there is a proposal on classification, but it's just for inspiration. The real aggregation of people around project ideas will be done there. So you will have mentors for every one of those project ideas, expert mentors in your fields that will support the different groups. I need to say that the project ideas and the C2Lab should not be only involving clusters. SMEs, large companies, universities, any other actor in the ecosystem, innovation ecosystem, will be welcome. You know, in our last C2Lab past week in Zaragoza, I think that we had something like half of the attendance coming from cluster, but there were also many companies directly interested in involving themselves in the projects that were defined. So please encourage your members, most active members, to join you in the event, or others that you could think will benefit from participating. Next slide, please, Nina. As I said, there will be a structure, and you will see the proposed agenda. And there will be also support by the mentors, and we will even suggest you to use a project canvas, okay? But at the end, from the beginning, I would say, the idea is to hear you and facilitate the identification of barriers and solving those barriers, facing those barriers through the different measures that could be taken. Meaning, if your project ideas needs partners, probably in the C2Lab you will find very good ones. But if it is about identifying funding opportunities, we could discuss about that. Or if it is about finding technologies, the adequate technologies, or the ready ones for the project level that you are defining, or the business case, whatever the project needs, we will work on supporting it. That is the spirit of the C2Lab. And I think this is the last slide, Nina, from me. No, yeah, our previous ones. I need to say, it was very satisfactory, the feedback in Zaragoza, because 100% of the attendance in the last feedback told us that they will continue working with the people they met at C2Lab. 100% they told us that the C2Lab fulfilled their expectations, and 100% told us that they are looking forward for the possibility of repeating C2Labs. In fact, we have had several people repeating through several C2Labs on the 6 that we have developed. The global evaluation was 4.61/5. So I think we can say that the C2Lab is successful, at least on the satisfaction level. And during the Strasbourg C2Lab, we received an evaluation of one idea that was defined in Slovenia with 15 points over 15 from Horizon Europe. So there are really good success cases. C2Lab is not just for hearing about what is happening, it's for building what will happen in the future. And if you are this kind of people and your interest, your focus is in building proposals, you should come. Thank you very much.
Many thanks, Antonio, for this. And what does the C2Lab look like? And also you mentioned some predefined topics that can help in the discussions. For that, I will hand over back to us.
Yeah, thanks, Nina. Yeah, there it was. So I was very happy to know about the C2Lab concepts when Thomas and I visited Zaragoza at the latest workshop. We found it a very efficient way to scope ideas, find partners, and work on concrete project ideas. So for this workshop, as we are an energy cluster, we have suggested a 1.5 days program focusing on clean energy transition. So we believe that it's a very nice timing. There are some great opportunities to work during 25 with options or possibilities, funding options in Horizon Europe, in the EU Live program. So there's a lot of upside to this. We're still fine-tuning the agenda, but we will, of course, start around lunchtime with some info on these funding opportunities that are a bit more mature now when we will meet in May. Hopefully we'll have all the relevant funding calls opened. Then we will start pitching ideas from the groups, and in the evening we will kick it off with a networking dinner. The next day we'll start continuing the work with the project ideas and go along all afternoon. And then we will end with a site visit at the port of Esbjerg that Thomas already mentioned. Is a very interesting place to see all the green transition in real life. And then we'll make a transition to this annual meeting that Thomas also mentioned. So I guess that's for now. We're still fine-tuning the agenda, and we'll upload it later on. Next slide, yes, please. So I mean, Denmark is often considered one of the most countries in terms of sustainability and environmental policy. Denmark generates around 50% of its electricity from wind power, with an ambitious target to reach 70% by 2030. And the country is home to companies like Ørsted, Vestas, which are the forefront of wind turbine technology. So a lot of ambitious goals in Denmark, but of course, even though we still face some challenges that require continued innovation, policy support, and collaboration between public and private sector. So this is some of the things that we want to address at the workshop. Some of the more concrete topics that we defined were, of course, all the things around the specific technologies for the green transition, clean technologies. There's a big thing around all the critical raw materials. That's also key at the moment for the green transition. Of course, we will also head or focus on all the areas around digitalization in the energy sector, smart energy, AI solution, grid, smart trading models, and so on. And of course, cybersecurity is a big thing at the moment. But all in all, this is some of the topics that we defined as challenges here in our region. But of course, we welcome all areas and all project ideas, and are looking very much forward to the workshop and to work with it. So I think without further ado.
Thanks, Lars. Let's look a little bit into what both of you already mentioned regarding the preparation of the workshop. So you can from now on register to take part in the C2Lab. For this, you will find the link on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. I will also put it in the chat. And it will lead you to the B2Match platform, which is the first step. So you register there. And you have different options in the B2Match platform to showcase yourself, make first connections, and to propose your topic and project idea that you would like to work on. If we see there is good interest in pitching ideas, we will also offer an additional pitching session during April, so that you have the chance to meet online already who else is going to be there, and to pitch who you are and what you would like to work on. And then we will meet in person in Esbjerg on the 6th and 7th of May. For the registration, it will lead you through the usual questions of who you are, what kind of entity you're from, and then you will find the selection of the challenges that Lars has just presented. So you can already make a selection of, is there a particular topic or challenge that you would like to work on during the event, so that we already have an idea for the working groups. For example, if you say, oh, smart energy is my topic, and I would like to work on this, you can already let us know during the registration. Or you click my own project idea and you will find a little box to let us know what is your idea, so that we have an overview of all the different ideas that you would like to pitch during the session. So these are basically helpful instruments to know what are your interests and to be able to connect you with the right people. And you can showcase yourself at the B2Match platform. You, of course, have the opportunity to complete all your profile with all the information on you and your entity. And there is an option to create opportunity. You will see that, and you will also see in the menu of B2Match the marketplace. And this is where you can publish the information that you would like to share publicly on your project idea already with the registered participants. Of course, since this is public, just put in what you feel comfortable sharing. And it would be great if you did it, because all the project ideas that we know beforehand can help us prepare for the pitching on site. So this is a good opportunity to already let everybody know, and you would like to attract partners to your project idea, so you can publish here in the marketplace opportunities. Another option that is available to you is to ask other people for bilateral meetings online already, to start the conversation. So you have the option here, book meetings, that is available to you, and the other registered participants will get the info that that there's a meeting request, and you can agree on having a bilateral meeting through the B2Match platform anytime before the 6th of May. So these are all options for you to really make use of new connections and showcasing yourself online before the actual event, where you will meet everyone in person. As I said, if we see there's good movement, there's interest in already talking beforehand, we will invite you to an online pitching session, which we have done with all the last C2Labs, where we had people coming together online, not in a bilateral form as you can do during through the B2Match, but in a webinar here in Zoom, as we're in right now, where you can present yourself and to pitch a concrete project idea that you would like to discuss at the C2Lab. And we will send you an invitation for this online pitching session with a date. so that you can register and we can have this pitching session beforehand. And then, of course, we have the in-person workshop where we either work on the project ideas you developed, or if you join with the idea of contributing to a challenge that was defined, we will divide at the event, as Antonio explained, respectively, the working groups. And each of the working groups will be guided by a facilitator so that you can discuss your goals, your objectives, and what kind of activities you would like to develop in the future for the energy transition. And of course, register now for the C2Lab if you think this is the place for you, and to join us to work on your projects for the energy transition. This is it from us. We are going to stop here and we are going to ask you for your questions. I already see, Dominique, you commented in the chat, what about green care and natural care in this context of the energy transition? So I will open this comment to the colleagues from Denmark. Maybe they want to comment on this.
Could you repeat the question?
I think Dominique entered this comment while you were talking about the challenges that you see. So is there any challenges on green care, natural care in this context that is already predefined, or is that something that you can also add as your project idea to work on during the workshop?
Yeah, I would say we're open to all areas, also transversal areas that would be good. All the social science and humanities areas we didn't touch. We are very technology based, but we'd be happy to work on other areas as well. And I think we're just hosting, so of course, yeah.
Thanks. So this is definitely a topic to suggest if you want to work on this. I will also put the registration link and with all where you can also find the challenges again to the ECCP platform. So anything that you see under the challenges that you would like to work on, but it's not mentioned, please enter that as your own project idea during the registration and we can pick it up. Thanks, Dominique. We have a question from Aneta asking, do organizations have to cover the travel costs to Denmark? This is a yes. So all the costs during the event will be covered by the ECCP. So for the first networking dinner that we have, but we unfortunately cannot cover the travel costs to Denmark itself. I don't see any other questions coming in, so I will give you a moment to please put in your questions in the chat or the Q&A, or if you want to raise a question in person, you can also do that by using this little button that you probably know from Zoom. So you can raise your hand in case you want to ask an in-person question.
Yeah, Nina, just to complement about what you said, because I think the next question is about it. So the event is free of charge, but we don't cover travel and accommodation cost.
Thank you, Romain. Will this webinar be accessible remotely? This webinar today is going to be recorded, so we are going to publish this on the webpage of the ECCP that I've just shared in the chat. After this event, the workshop itself, of course, will be in person later in Esbjerg. There we won't have any remote elements, since it's all about connecting and networking. All the information from today we will publish online so that you can revisit in case you want to go back to something that we said. Thanks, Sophie, for the question. Anything else that we can clarify? Can we have the information to come in person, maybe to book all flights? I will put on, of course, all the information that we are going. This is published on the ECCP. We are going to have the draft agenda as well online. So as you will go back to the slide with the agenda just to highlight the timings again. So 1 second. Put this in. I'll put this on again. So in terms.
And I have just shared in the chat the link to the description of the event on the cluster collaboration, and also the link for the registration, you know. And
exactly.
Those two links, you have full details on the event, the place, but if you have need for more information, don't hesitate to contact us directly.
Exactly. And just to come back to the timing. So in the morning on the first day, there is the EFB conference. Lars, this is an optional element, right? So people can join this conference, but the C2Lab itself will start at 2 with welcome. We work all the afternoon. We have the networking dinner that is part of the event in the evening, and the workshop itself on the 7th ends at 3, and then you will have in the afternoon the chance to visit the port of Esbjerg and to also meet the members of the Danish energy cluster. So the core element, as you see here, is in the afternoon on the 6th and the 7th until 3. For your planning, you're of course most welcome to come before and stay later to make the most of your trip.
I have just shared in the chat also the location for the meetings. You know, it's in the B2Match platform. But anyway, just for reassuring everyone, okay, if you want to locate some place near it, that will be easy.
Right. And we have a question, Antonio, maybe you would like to answer. From Mariela, I still consider if to register because we have the technology partners for implementation, but we need funding, i.e. investor. What do you think? Should we register?
Yeah, of course. That is very typical, no? To have the idea but not the funding. We cannot guarantee that you will have the right investor beside you, but we will do our best to support you in identifying opportunities. That is extremely typical, I would say.
Thank you. Let me just check whether I've missed the question. If not, please put in your questions or raise your hand if you have any other question for us. In any case, if there are any questions that come later that you might not have now, but you maybe either during the registration next week when you think about your trip, feel free to reach out to us via the ECCP. You have the contact emails on the webpage, and we can answer your questions via email, always after this event as well. So don't hesitate to reach out to us with anything that's on your mind regarding the C2Lab or any logistical or conceptual aspect of it. So if there's nothing else coming in through the chat, just thank you to all of you for listening in, for sharing your morning with us, and we hope that you have a clearer picture of the C2Lab and why it's could be very interesting for you to join us. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Many thanks to Lars, Antonio, Thomas, Romain for sharing the details. And we're looking forward to seeing you in May in Denmark for the C2Lab. Please don't forget to register so that we have you as participants. Many thanks and have a good day.